Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree, and today we are gonna have a little rant about these Maybelline Shadow Blocks. So I only bought one. I have the shade called North 3rd and Bedford Avenue. So they had put out these things called Shadow Blocks, and right when I saw them I was like, I have to have that. And when I finally got a hold of one, I freaked out. For one, this was $13.49. $13.49, and it's just 3 eyeshadows. It's an eyeshadow trio that Maybelline put out for $13.50. I can't believe it. So there's 3 shades in here. I don't know if you saw that first one. I am wearing this today, by the way, and it's this thing made me angry. Anyway, you get this. The shades feel like when you touch it, it feels okay. To swatch it, I literally out loud said, no way. So look at the swatch of that first shade. Where is it? And it applies just like that too. Like it's barely there. Maybe it just matches my skin tone too much, but I literally can't see it on my eyelids at all. And I was going to record myself putting on this, but it was making me angry. And then the middle shade is a shimmer eyeshadow that also feels good when you touch it, but in a swatch, can you see it? That's that shade right there. And they claim that these are like ultra pigmented. They say they're vibrant, ultra pigmented. They have several other colors. There's the 3rd color that you get here. This color made me the most angry because it's just, look at it. Like, look at that super rich brown, like chocolate brown. And look at that faint swatch. I cannot believe that this exists and that Maybelline is trying to sell an eyeshadow trio for $13.50. Like, there's nothing wrong with selling an eyeshadow trio for $13.50, but it needs to be good, and this is just not. So I had to build up this dark color on my outer corner quite a bit to even get it to show up at all. The shimmer is so blah and unremarkable. Like, I can't believe it, because Maybelline has done really good eyeshadow shimmers before, and I can't believe they put this in an eyeshadow trio. I mean, packaging is fine. Like, I definitely got it for the novelty. And there are other brands that do stuff like this. The one that I know the most is Kaja. They do eyeshadow trios like this as well. Actually, let me see if I have one right here. I know I do. Well, I can't find the eyeshadow one right now, but I do have one. I think it's just buried in the singles drawer. But this is what it looks like. Very similar to their face palette. That's actually what I'm wearing today, and I really love this. And it comes in very similar packaging, but this packaging is done way nicer. It's not as bulky. They snap together really well. And I just feel like this is just, it just looks cheap and it feels cheap. It performs really poorly, and it really just made me mad that Maybelline is trying to sell this for $13.50. So I did buy this at Walgreens, so I'm going to show you a couple of comparisons also in Maybelline's line, but I'm going to use the Walgreens pricing because that's where I got this, and I think it'd be just comparable. So I think these are nonsense. I do not think these need to exist. I know that is so mean, but I don't think they need to. They don't need to be a thing. Maybelline has good eyeshadows in their line already. They didn't need to do this. And I'm gonna take this back. It makes me angry to even have this. So Maybelline already has eyeshadow palettes inspired by New York. So that's kind of what the idea with these were. Each one of them has a name of some spot in New York that apparently is famous. I have no idea, but that's what this one was. North 3rd and Bedford Avenue. I don't know what's there, but it doesn't matter. It's fine, just the name. But they have their city mini palettes, and these are like inspired by a bunch of different cities. These are $9.99. I have a bunch of these. I have a lot of experience with them, and I really, really like them. This is the one called Downtown Sunrise. I know it's not the same color family or anything, but these are $10, and you get 2 eyeshadow trios in here that are way better quality. This is $13.50, and it's nonsense. This is way better. They also have one, I guess this one will be a little more comparable, called Brooklyn Nudes. This one here you get another $10 palette with 2 eyeshadow trios, a little warm one and a cooler one there. Really like this one. It is all matte, so if you're into all mattes, this is a nice one. But Maybelline has this already, the Nudes of New York. Like, they have a whole palette dedicated to New York. Like, why did they have to put out like really bad trios also inspired by New York? This does not do New York any justice. Anyway, I don't know why it makes me so angry that they did that, but I hate that. I hate those so much. Anyway, this is the Nudes of New York palette. This is $11.99 at Walgreens. This is $13.49. This is an amazing palette. I have had this for a long time, I think since it came out. I have a video on it. It's an old video, but I swatched the whole thing and tried it on, I think. I've also been using this a lot recently. I shopped my stash for this a couple months ago, and I love it. It's rich, it's pigmented, it's beautiful. The shimmers show up and they are just lovely. Let me try to swatch a few that are in here that kind of look like this. Like in this palette, you get this kind of, and in this one, you get this nice rich brown one here. So I'm gonna swatch these ones next to the Maybelline. Why does this exist? This makes me angry. So let me swatch this shimmer. I mean, I already did. Let me see if there's one similar in here. There's not one exactly the same, but I will try to find one. And then same with this one here on the top. That one that there was way too light for my skin tone. They don't have one exactly like that in here, but they do have one very similar. So I mean, this one down here is the Nudes of New York palette, and that's the Shadow Block. I mean, even just the pigmentation, the way that the shadows feel, the way they perform, the way they blend, the ease of use. This is a wonderful palette for $12. I mean, there's no comparison. And then if you don't even want to spend $2 on a palette, go check out these ones that LA Colors has at Dollar Tree. I picked this one out called Mirror Soul because it's very similar to the colors that are in the Shadow Block. At least the matte and the shimmer. They're kind of the similar. Now I'm kind of thinking that like it's not that similar. But this has a really, really beautiful shimmer shade that, I mean, doesn't even compare. Like the Maybelline does not even compare to the LA Colors. It's just so much better. And the ease of use of this is wonderful as well. I did a video on these. I think I put it up today or yesterday. That's that little duo swatched right there. Like leaps and bounds better than this Maybelline one. So I would not recommend the Shadow Block, at least this one. And even then, like even if the other ones are amazing and pigmented and blendable, you don't need a $13.50 eyeshadow trio from Maybelline when you could get this whole palette from Maybelline for $12, and it's a million times better with a lot more selection and better performance. Anyway, that is it. If you've tried any of these shadow blocks, let me know if you think they're amazing. Am I wrong? Am I crazy? But I don't think you need them, and I don't think they need to exist. Anyway, that is it. Thank you for listening to this rant. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments as always. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and I'll see you later in another video, a much more positive video. Bye.